There are days when you just don't feel like saying another word. You're exhausted from explaining, tired of proving yourself, tired because no matter how much you try to open up, nobody really gets it. There are days when you feel like you're drowning in all the noise around you. Everyone's talking, everyone's fighting to be right, and all you want is to disappear, to stay quiet and pull away. And in that quiet space, a question shows up. What am I even living for? Why do I feel so alone, even when I'm surrounded by people? If you've ever felt that way, this message is for you. Because today, we're going to talk about something nobody teaches, but everyone needs: the art of silence. We live in a noisy world. Noise from the outside. Honking cars, meetings, deadlines, notifications, social media, and even louder noise on the inside. Racing thoughts, constant worries, those harsh voices in your own head. That's why so many people lose their drive, because when the world is too loud, you stop hearing yourself. Think about it. How many times have you wanted to do something, but held back because you were afraid of being judged? How many times did you share how you really felt, only to be ignored, or even laughed at? Little by little, you taught yourself to stay silent. But not the kind of silence that feels peaceful. It was the silence of giving up. On the outside, people thought you were fine, but inside, you were slowly shutting down. They thought you were strong, but really, you were just surviving. And the hardest part isn't that others don't listen to you. It's that you've stopped listening to yourself. But here's the thing, not all silence is painful. There's another kind of silence, a silence that's strong, healing, and deeply peaceful. That's what I call the art of silence. Silence isn't about running away. It's about coming home to yourself. It's not about weakness. It's about protecting your energy instead of wasting it on things that don't matter. Start small. In the morning, before grabbing your phone, just sit down and breathe slowly. 3 minutes. That's it. When you're angry, instead of reacting right away, pause. Count to 10. Then speak. And every day, give yourself some time with no words, no screens, just you and you. When you do this, you'll realize silence is the language that lets you hear your own heart. The strongest people don't need to shout to prove anything. Their silence says more than words ever could. And once you master silence, you won't get swept away by the crowd or shaken by other people's opinions. You'll be calmer, grounded, at peace. Because sometimes, the best response to life is just a quiet smile. Let me tell you a story. Meet Daniel. He used to be super talkative, always trying to prove himself. But when he started working, he failed. His coworkers criticized him. His friends drifted away. He tried explaining, tried defending himself, but no one cared. The more he talked, the less people respected him. Eventually, Daniel stopped talking. But it wasn't peaceful silence. It was hopeless silence. For months, he lived closed off in a tiny apartment outside London. Work, home, door shut. From the outside, he looked cold. But inside, he was falling apart. One morning in Hyde Park, Daniel sat blankly on a bench. Nearby, an old Asian man was meditating under a tree. The man said just one thing. You know, there are two kinds of silence. One slowly destroys you. The other heals you little by little. Daniel was stunned. That day, he tried sitting still, breathing deep, slow and steady. At first, just 5 minutes, then 10. In that quiet space, he learned to simply watch his thoughts come and go, not fighting them, not running away. And to his surprise, the silence no longer scared him. It became his safe place. From a broken young man, Daniel learned to turn silence into strength. Not silence of defeat, but silence of listening, silence of standing tall. And in that stillness, he found himself again. Sometimes the greatest strength isn't in how much you say, but in whether you have the courage to be quiet and truly face yourself. You see, life will always be noisy, messy, and nobody else can carry that noise for you. But you can choose how you live with it, through silence. Silence not to be weak, but to grow stronger. Silence not to quit, but to hear more clearly the path ahead. Remember this: you don't need to shout to prove you exist. Sometimes silence itself is enough to make the world notice. And most of all, in silence, you will discover the one companion who will never leave your side: yourself.